I have two main games right now. And by main games, I mean games I've been keeping up with for a while and plan to keep playing. Those games are Nikkei and Wuthering Waves. Today's video is about Wuthering Waves, which also happens to be the game that gets me the most engagement on my live streams. I get more views, chat is way more active, and it's just a good time overall. But I haven't been streaming it lately, and there's a reason for that. And no, this is not another rant about WuWa, power creep or all the bugs and problems in 2.6. Those are topics that have been beaten to death already. This goes a little deeper than that. Wuthering Waves is a great game. It's been improving patch after patch. Story, animations, voice acting, character designs, character gameplay, graphics, and the quality of life updates are top tier. If I listed everything they've improved upon, this video will be an hour long. But they are still missing something. And ironically, the quality of life updates, as much as I love them and want them to keep on coming, might actually be part of the problem. Not directly, but as an after effect. Let me introduce you to a concept I've come up with. I call it good and bad player time investment. Okay, I didn't really invent this idea, but I've never seen anyone frame it like this, so I'm claiming it until someone proves me wrong. And here's what I mean with it. Every developer wants you to sink time into their game, but there are good ways and bad ways to do this. I've come up with two examples out of the top of my head. Example 1 is CS2. This is good time investment. People play because they want to. Even when they're tired of the regular matches, they can hop into the custom maps, minigames and whatever. It has endless variety. So players engage longer because they're actually having fun. You can apply this to other games like Minecraft, Roblox and stuff like that. Example 2. Genshin Impact. This is mixed, but today let's just focus on the bad. Genshin forces you to spend more time than you want to with unskippable 15-minute dialogue every 2 steps, making 100% map completion unnecessarily tedious and locking materials behind day-specific schedules. That's not engagement, that's just holding you hostage. Now, we get to Wuthering Waves. Kuro has almost completely removed the bad kind of time investment with all their quality of life updates. Skipping dialogue, easily finding chests and puzzles, cutting out tedious grind, and that's great. But they haven't really added enough good time investment to replace it. After you play through the story and 100% the map, what's left? Some events that range from meh to this is dog shit, and an endgame that's just, well, let's just say is not exactly keeping people up at night. Everything in WuWa is peak, except for like 90% of the events and most of the endgame. So why is this happening? In my humble but completely correct opinion, it's because Kuro is trying to future-proof their game, but they're doing it a little sloppily. Think about it. Arknight's Endfield is coming in hot, Ananta is shaping up, NTE is knocking on the door, and Azure Promelia is right behind. These games will probably launch with quality of life that matches or surpasses Wuthering Waves, just like WuWa did to Genshin. Kuro knows this, and that's why they keep polishing graphics at lightning speed. The graphics were already good in 2.0, but they want to stay ahead so they can say, look, our game is 2 years old and it still looks better than most recent competition. And that's fine. I love quality of life and visual improvements, but all this focus leaves a huge gap for competitors to fill, and that gap is playability. The reason to keep playing after you've done everything else. So, the events. I'm going to be completely honest. It's very obvious that Kuro is trying to increase playtime through events. That's not a problem by itself. It's expected, honestly, but the way they're doing it, that's the problem. These events just take too long, and not in a good way. It's not they're too hard or too deep, or that they ask you for skill. They just drag. The fun events, those are over in 5 minutes. The long events, boring. Or they start fun and get boring very fast. If your method of increasing player time investment is making events that are so slow or repetitive that players just skip them and play something else until the next patch drops, then you miss the point entirely. And then we have the endgame, which is complete ass. Capital A, capital S, capital S. On one side we have the Spiral Abyss. On the other side we have Spiral Abyss with tiny enemies that run away from you like they owe you money. And then we have the holograms. And honestly, I love the holograms. They're one of the coolest things WoW has. But they don't reset. You finish them once, you're done. That's not really endgame, that's just an extra hard boss fight. They could make it so that a random 3 or 4 holograms could reset each patch. They don't have to make every single one reset at once. So at this point, you've played the story. You are 100% of the map, which is achievable very quickly, done the towers, done the holograms, cleared the events, and now what? There is still 20 more days until the next banner and the second part of the story quest. Then you do that and you log off and wait for the next patch. And no, I'm not just here to complain. You didn't click this video, liked and subscribed just for me to rant with no solutions. Here's how I would fix this. First off, the challenges. I would start by firing whoever designed some of these challenges. You know that flight challenge in Septimont where you can literally go AFK, touching nothing and still get full points?
I mean, I'm not really doing anything. No, it's not. I don't know why they make these challenges. Like, I'm not doing anything. They shouldn't make this like control your character, because I'm not clicking my keyboard right now. I'm just going, and I don't have to do anything. Why do this if you don't have? Why make it a challenge if you don't have to press anything, right? I haven't touched my keyboard once since starting the challenge. What the hell? This is something I'm going to point out in the survey. S, rank S. I didn't touch the keyboard.
Yeah, that one. That's not a challenge, that's just free chest delivery service. Get someone on the team who can make actual challenges and make them diverse. Bring back the type of stuff we saw in Jinzo. That was fun. And I know for a fact that players have been sending really good suggestions in surveys. Kuro, just pick some of those ideas and put them in the game. Next, the level design. Now I have to say, Rinazita looks good. Septimon looks amazing. Both feel alive, visually speaking. But when you're actually exploring them, there's basically nothing to do other than side quests, which I really don't like doing. No caves to explore, no hidden ruins to unlock, no clever puzzles to solve, no secret world lore to uncover, other than a random lore about crabs. You grab your chests, you grab your music flies, and then that's it. Somehow they made a world that looks alive but feels empty at the same time. I don't know how that's possible, but props to them for pulling it off. Give us more things to interact with. Make ruins with puzzles. Let us uncover secrets about the world. These things wouldn't even need to be forced into quests. Just put them in the world and let players find them naturally. Doing just these two things would already make the player time investment better without forcing players into repetitive chores. People are already spending time doing challenges, so why not make them like actual challenges? And exploration should be rewarding and fun, not just a checklist of collectibles. Now for events, because oh boy, I have a lot to say about events. League of Legends actually gave me an idea here. I know, saying I got this idea from League sounds cursed, but hear me out. League used to have this problem where new game modes would cause a huge spike in player activity, but then everyone would burn themselves out on that mode and quit League for a while or almost forever. Their solution? Rotating game modes. It works. Players log in, they try the new thing, play casually, and then log in again when something new rotates in. Wuthering Waves could do the same. And before anyone says, easy to say, but you haven't given ideas for events. Oh, trust me, I have ideas. We could have more puzzles like the color book one, but make them tricky enough so that they aren't over in 30 seconds. We could have prop hunt. Yes, make me hide as a trash can while other people try to find me. Sounds good. Auto chest. We basically already have the system in the game. It just needs more balancing and an online feature. Turn the table game Shangli plays, Weiji or Go or whatever it's called, and turn it into a player versus player minigame. Make a co-op roguelike minigame. Co-op platformer races. The mechanics already exist, just build more levels and make it multiplayer. Or even better, let players create their own levels. And yes, give us PvP. I saw that experimental Augusta fight during the main story quest, Kuro. You are not slick. If you're worried about whales ruining PvP, just make everyone use trial characters but still require them to own the character. That way you keep it fair but also keep an incentive for players to pull. Then you can balance characters specifically for PvP without touching PvE. This opens up an endless number of game modes, rotates them, makes them permanent, and suddenly we have a reason to log in every day besides farming echoes and waiting for the next patch. And they don't have to give us Astrite either, just make it so that we can select a reward like EXP tubes and make people be able to farm through there if they want to. And finally we get to endgame. And here's my take. Make the holograms repeatable. Like I said, you don't have to reset every single one at the same time. You could just reset like 3 or 4 per patch. Or make it so that players can complete Tower of the Adversity and WuWa by playing these rotating or permanent minigames I just mentioned. That way, there's an ongoing incentive to keep logging in, without forcing players to just do the same abyss over and over. And for people that are typing in the comments, this is too hard to implement, or this is too expensive to build into the game. First off, for a company making close to or even over 100 million a month, I don't think it's too expensive. And if Nikkei can pull this off in a light novel style game, then Kuro can also pull it off. Also, if it's not an excuse for Hoyoverse to not improve Genshin, it is also not an excuse for Kuro to not improve Wuthering Waves. And I can already smell people saying, WuWa doesn't make 100 million a month? They only made 16 million this month, or whatever. I have nothing to say to you. Someone is bound to respond to you in the comments, though 16 million is still more than enough, to be honest. All of this might sound like a lot, but it really isn't. Honestly, if my biggest complaint about Wuthering Waves is I want more stuff to do in the game, I think that's pretty good. This is why I don't stream WuWa that often. Not because I don't like the game, but because there's nothing exciting to stream besides grinding. And I'm hyped for the next story quests. I'm hyped for Yuno and Galbrena. But I'm also hyped for Enfield, and that's where competition comes in. Kuro, keep pushing the graphics and quality of life, but also start giving us playability so players like me have something to chew on between patches. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments, like and subscribe, and as always, stay critical. Bye bye. I feel like bro is going to save our ass someday. Not gonna lie. Either bro is going to save our ass or bro is going to come for our ass.